All right, guys, been hard at work on stimulus check. So pretty much like the last video was finishing up the paint. We did the whole back half of the car. And what I've been doing, I haven't been making any videos this last week. What I've been doing is cutting and buffing the whole back of this car. So it took me, well, not the trunk. The trunk was already done. I just installed that yesterday. But yeah, pretty much the, the quarters, the roof, and all that. So we pretty much got all that done. So at this point, we're gonna be starting to put things back together. And also yesterday, I don't know if you guys ever cut and buffed a car, but man, the worst part about it is cleaning up after. There is so much compound that just gets everywhere. You can still see some of it like, all over. It just somehow it gets everywhere. It's, look at it on the tire. In here, I'm still cleaning it out of here. Yeah, it just gets everywhere. So yeah, I mean, it came out pretty good. It's not totally the way I want it. What I was planning on doing is kind of letting the paint cure a little bit more, because I've been doing a little research on the clear coats, and what you want to do pretty much is you can buff it out and it can look good, and then the next day it starts to dull. But what that is the paint is still curing. If you look at it really, really close, like even a week later, you can stick your fingernail in the, if you pick like an inconspicuous spot, I don't know, like in here or something, and you stick your fingernail, you can make a little fingernail imprint. Okay, so the clear coat takes a while to cure fully. Okay, you really have to like just let it do its thing. You're gonna have to come back and buff it out again. There's no way it's gonna stay that shiny. After the first time you cut and buff, because that paint is still gonna be curing, still releasing chemicals, and still doing its thing. So it does dull up. If it's not that big of a deal. I don't know if you can see now the hood still looks pretty good. I mean, yeah, I noticed the door. I got this door looking really good, but there's a couple spots now that are starting to look a little dull. So, but like I said, no big deal. We'll just, that's gonna be like a touch-up thing. We'll have to go back over it, a little bit with the machine polish and all that. So, but anyway, in this video, I'm just gonna kind of go over and give you guys a little update. And then I do want to take, I'm gonna take the other car out, and I want to do a little bit of testing on a few things. With the new fuel pump, I kind of want to see where we're at with duty cycle on the higher boost levels. So I want to try that, do a little data logging, and we'll check that out. But yeah, but anyway, so what I'm gonna do before I go take the other car out is I wanna install the quarter windows. Okay, so I grabbed some of this black super weather strip gasket adhesive from 3M, and I'm gonna use that on the, on the little area where you glue it on the quarter windows, okay? And then, yeah, screw them in. That's gonna be pretty easy. I also have, I don't know if I told you all in the last video, I have brand new weather stripping that we can do that too. Here, brand new box of weather stripping. So yeah, I have enough for the both doors and the trunk. So we can do that. But yeah, let me just do the quarter windows really quickly. Get those put in, and yeah, like as you can see here, I still have more. I still got to clean a little bit more of the rubbing compound. Stuff's crazy. So yeah, let me go ahead and get this started, and I'll be back and show you guys how I'm gonna do that. All right, guys. So I'm not gonna use very much. I'm just gonna try and be kind of sparingly with this stuff because I'm not gonna have this car out in the rain much, so I don't really plan on it leaking, but I'm kind of just going over where the original glue was. So yeah, I don't want to use too much. Yeah, hopefully this should be enough. It's this stuff kind of smells like contact cement. Okay. So I mean, when I redid these quarter windows, I mean, I did an okay job, not the greatest. I mean, they're not like, there's some areas in here that aren't perfect, but it's no big deal. I'm not too concerned about it. I guess we could always redo them again, but I mean, they look better than they did before, so. So yeah, I mean, on these, there's really nothing to it. I mean, you just kind of mount them in, they line up in the holes when they're supposed to go. So it looks pretty good though. My tint has a couple tiny bubbles in here that I'm gonna have to maybe take a heat gun and try and get out. But I also have, this is the original tint on the back window. This back window is in pretty rough shape. It's got some dings here and scratches on it, and the tint is kind of bubbled there. So yeah, it is what it is. You know, we're gonna be racing this car, and I know things are gonna happen. So I don't want to freak out too much about little things here and there. So, but anyway, let me put the rest of the screws in, and then we'll move to the other side. Yeah, you definitely don't want to get too crazy on tightening these. They're just mounted in plastic, so you could rip those right out. So I mean, I'm using this, but I'm doing it very carefully, so I don't do that. Alrighty, yeah, you can see the, maybe you can see that or not, but the glue is actually starting to come out a little bit. So you know you got enough on there to seal, and we'll let that dry, and that should be it. So let me do this side, and then maybe we'll move on to some weather stripping. All right, guys, so yeah, it's starting to look like a car again. We got the quarter windows, this got the passenger side in, looks really good. Yeah. So the other thing I wanted to show you guys is in the trunk area, okay, we've cut out the spare tire well, okay? So the reason I did that was because it just gives me way more access to everything that I need to get access to. You can get inside there and get to your torque boxes and all that. So as far as the fuel cell, oh, and I ordered the Scott rod cover that covers that hole. Okay, I left a little bit of a lip, okay, that comes down, so it kind of rolls over to kind of give it strength around the whole entire perimeter. Okay, I was just like really careful and made sure I left a little tiny lip. And the Scott rod panel, I'm just gonna stick on top of that, and the fuel cell will be like, there'll be a hole cut in there with the fuel cell in it. And then I picked up some 1-inch square tubing. Okay, this 1-inch square tubing is what I'm going to use to mount the fuel cell. So that's pretty much going to go same thing as far as across the frame rail. It's going to go from here, okay, come straight across to, you know, basically just weld to here, and that'll give me something to mount the fuel cell to. Okay, and So also I bought 3 of these 1-inch channel or 1-inch square tubings, and the other one, the third one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach that up in here and come straight across. Okay, so I can get rid of this. So it's going to pretty much I'm going to be able to cut this all off and tie that 1-inch piece up into here. Okay, come across here. It'll pretty much fit up in here like so. Kind of hard to tell, but it's going to kind of be up in here. This will be cut out, and then the that'll also give me like a perimeter to attach the Scott rod panel all the way around. Okay, because I have something to attach it to all the way around here, but nothing here. So I don't want it like flopping around. But yeah, so the fuel cell is going to be like sticking halfway out of that the panel. So I'm going to cut a hole in the panel, and the fuel cell will come up, you know, maybe halfway, and half of the fuel cell will be under the car. So that'll make routing fuel lines a little bit easier. It'll kind of tidy everything up back there. All right, so we got the weather stripping in on the driver's side here, and a good tip is to use a rubber mallet. It really works really well to get it all the way down and get it fitting really nice. There's like a metal clip inside of this stuff here. I don't know if you can see it or not, but you got to kind of get it all the way down. It may seem like it's all the way down, but when you hit it with a hammer, you can really see it go, and you'll hear it too. So, all right, we got that in. Also, I did the trim on the back here. I still need to get those clips. They sell these, LMR sells little clips, little plastic clips that go over these little buttons here, these little standoffs. But I can order those later on, and it's really not, it doesn't do much. I mean, it sturdies it a little bit, but it's pretty well secured by all these clips that are in here. So, got that trim piece on. That one's a little bit of a pain, but you got to take your time and make sure you got to be real careful around your edges where the paint is, so you don't nick the paint. So, all right, guys, we're in the car, and we're gonna make a quick little hit. We'll start off at like around 45% duty cycle, just to get a baseline of see where we're at, and I'm gonna move it up from there. I want to see where what we can get to, what's a safe level on, with the new fuel pump setup and all that. I want to make sure before we go to the track, I don't like overshoot it and run lean or anything like that. So we'll start, like I said, we'll start there and we'll see where we go from there. We'll turn it up as we go, and just keep checking the injector duty cycle. So. Duty cycle, so up to 10. Okay, so that last pull there, we made 316 kPa, which is pretty close to, if you do the math, you get your phone, you do the math, it's 316 kPa. (316 kPa to PSI). So 45.832. Okay, So 45.832 is, we didn't make that much boost. So you got to take away 1 atmosphere, which would be roughly 14 pounds. So that was 31 pounds of boost. Okay, 31 pounds. And let's see what, we'll check the injector duty cycle here. And at 315, we're at, so you can see that, 76% duty cycle. So we still have a little ways to go. I'm thinking probably closer to 35, 36 pounds of boost would be fine. That's going to put us right around probably 85% duty cycle, and that's pretty much as far as I want to go. The fuel pressure was perfect. If you follow the graph here, it went up to 5 bar and stayed there all the way. So yeah, fuel pressure is doing its job, working perfect. And so I would say 65% duty cycle on the wastegate is probably going to be the limit. I would roughly say maybe a little less, maybe 60% duty cycle. So, but there's no telling until we try it. So this map will read up to 400 kPa. So, but there's no way I'm not going to be able to get there with my injectors, with the 1000cc injectors. There's just no way. So, but anyway, just want to share with you guys the progress on stimulus check. We're coming along pretty good there. We're starting to assemble things, and just a little bonus footage here of some tuning or whatever. And I like to do this because I don't like to get stuck at the track and make a pass and not know where I'm at and not know what to expect. Like when I make a pass, I want to know what to expect. I want to say, okay, I'm going to put these numbers in and it's going to do this. And then that way, if it doesn't do that, I know something's not right. But the only way to do that is either get on a dyno or do some street tuning or whatever. Just do it in a safe area, you know, like out here where I live, it's just nothing but cows. So yeah, anyway, that's gonna do it, guys. I will check you all next time for some more work on the other car. And yeah, that's gonna do it. See ya.